Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm just going to start off this video with a disclaimer. My kids are probably going to be making a bunch of noise during this video because I was not able to film it while they were sleeping because I attempted to take a nap and then I just binge watched YouTube videos. Anybody else do that? I do it all the time. Anyway, so today's video is going to be all about traveling with kids and some tips that I have to help make the traveling easier. Well, hello there. Well, hello there. So this is actually going to be in two sections. If you're taking a road trip that's more than like an hour or two, definitely take a small toy that they haven't played with before. My kids are obsessed with Despicable Me, and when I found these, I was like, that's going to be perfect. They've never played with them before until now. There you go. And they'll be good distractions because they're not quite used to playing with them right now. Apparently, I stand corrected. Lexi got a tablet for Christmas and she loves it. So I got her some headphones so that we don't have to hear it like in the car or on a plane. And she is in love with the headphones. So that would be my next tip. If you have a kid that's over 1 or they like electronic type things, definitely bring something like that for them. That can be a great distraction. Next tip would be to make frequent stops and get everybody out of the car. Whether this be at like a gas station to take a potty break or just to get out at some sort of rest area, or they even have like spots alongside roads where you can like pull off and just get out and stretch. I mean, this is not only good for you, but your kids can get out and just take a break. I mean, it is really hard being in a car for really long periods of time, especially when you're little. And we used to do this with Lexi when she was a lot little as well. We'd get out, we'd kind of let her move around, crawl around, do whatever she wanted to do. And then we'd all get back in the car. My next tip is to have snacks that aren't messy. The last thing you want in a car ride is to have messy snacks or things all over the place where there's crumbs and just not cool. So my favorite things to bring for my kids to have are actually Lara bars. Not only are they healthier than normal like cereal bars or something for kids that they have, but they also are less messy. Now we did pick up a variety of Lara bars. My favorite happens to be right now the coconut macaroon. Oh my god, so good. But that one is a bit more messy. Lexi's fine with it, but Gaby is not. So we got apple pie ones for Gaby because they're her favorite. And yeah, so bring non-messy snacks. If you have kids who are able to like get things out of bags and they like listen pretty well, kind of around Lexi's age, so like 2, maybe 3, or 3, maybe 2. Is to have like a container where you put all the snacks. She likes to help pass things out, so I actually separate things out for her and give her like a job to do so she can help pass out the snacks. And there's my heater because it is snowing outside, just an FYI. So yeah, that's another tip. Give your kids like a job to do. Definitely, you know, sing songs, play games, that sort of thing. It's really not that hard to have car rides with kids. So the first time Lexi was on a plane, she was about 9 months old, and it was a little bit more challenging. She was very cranky. She did not want to stay on our lap or anything like that. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Ooh, such a big helper. And this will be Gaby's first plane ride. And I'm actually thinking that it's going to be easier with her because she's breastfed. So if she gets cranky at all, just put a boob in her mouth. Oh, thank you. Oh. Juicy sister. Juicy sister. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Go get her. Go get sister. Oh, look, a banana. Let's admire the banana. Plane rides, and these can be a little bit more challenging than car rides, mostly because you're in a confined space and you're not able to take a break and get out, because if you did free fall it and then you'd splat unless you had a parachute, because then you'd be skydiving, and I'm not interested in skydiving. So I prefer to stay in the plane. You're allowed to bring snacks for your kids in like certain quantities. I don't know, I've never seen like somebody say oh, you've got too many snacks, so please throw them away. I don't know. If you have kids, they're pretty good about that. But anyway, when Lexi was about 9 months old, we went on her first plane ride, and that was a bit more challenging. She had like breast milk, but it was pumped, and that in itself was a bit more daunting. If you're doing pumped breast milk, it's a little bit more challenging to pump on an airplane. It's kind of obvious when you hear the sound, unless you have a manual one, and it's just kind of weird. What I did was I pumped out enough for the plane ride before we left, and I gave it to her on the plane. Now, keep in mind, you can take breast milk through security. It's pretty easy. All they do is they take like a little litmus paper and they like tap it to the milk that's inside the bottles. It doesn't do anything to the milk. They're just testing to make sure there's nothing bad in it. So, you know, they're gonna do that, and now they found something to pound on. That I've kind of learned is wearing long sleeve shirts, especially for your kids, is really helpful because they're not wearing something bulky like a sweatshirt or a jacket or anything like that, but it also is just really comfy. So this is actually Lexi's and probably the one she's going to be wearing, but the air on an airplane is pretty cold, so having something long sleeved is going to be helpful because they'll be able to keep warm. I mean, you can still have like blankets and stuff for them, but having this makes it really helpful because the less layers that they're wearing, the more comfortable they'll be because they're not having anything like bunch up or just to get them all uncomfortable. So our kids will be wearing long sleeve shirts and probably leggings because those are really comfortable and they're not like going to get stuck underneath them like sweatpants can. Sit as far back in the airplane or as far forward in the airplane as you can so that you're closer to one of the bathrooms. This is really helpful if you have a kid who is just freshly potty trained, or if you're potty training, or if they're just really little and they still don't have that holding it in reflex. That's really nice. So those are my travel tips. If you have any tips, definitely leave them down below for everybody else to see. And thumbs up this video if you want to see more like tip videos like this, or if you just want to say, hey, I liked your video, because I know I do that. I know I liked my video. On Wednesday, I will be starting vlogs. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or if I'm going to do daily, or if I'm going to do every other day. I don't know. But I am going to be having vacation vlogs of everything that we're doing, so that'll be pretty fun. Definitely check that out because I know I will want to check it out because I'll be filming it. Yeah. Anyway, bye!